Okay. Okay. Yeah, Dr. Mapisa himself. Okay. Ah, that's good. So that uh Dr. KK, that's right. Yeah. That's yeah, I remember at the convention center. Yeah, yeah. Ah, okay. That's good. All right. That's right. That so yeah, that's right. Because what we're talking with JJ is how to democratize the provision of care and how to buy in bulk so that we also have a payment gateway and through training you can train doctors to be business people because there are people who think a doctor exists but a human being exists and a doctor. Yeah, a doctor is just a human being. A doctor, a doctor is just a human being wearing a mask. So, so if you are a human being, you are in the people's business. So it means any one of us can be a doctor. You can also have a fake one who competes with those who qualified. Okay. So it's but who catches a doctor when the patient is the one who pays the price? The patient is the one who pays the price. So we can start our standards committee, and the three of us become the founding fathers of a new standards committee in the virtual age. So when we make you a member of C2C, then we check your certificates and yeah, we get five patients or victims who can confirm that you are indeed a doctor. So- no, the regulatory body is where you don't have a mafia. You know, the mafia is also its own doctors. The Godfather approves them. Otherwise, if you get a wrong doctor, he can kill you by putting a virus in your water. So you have to be credentialed by the Godfather. Okay. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I think she's having difficulty getting into the meeting. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, she's phoning. I think she's got difficulty getting into the meeting. Let me just check. Hello. No lag on your side. Did you put your email address? Yeah, then go to your email. If it's a Gmail, just go to your email to see whether you got it already there. The password will be on your email. No, No, you log in. Uh, oh, you need an email and a password. Ah, okay. Uh, yeah. No, just register quickly, and then you'll be all right. So what do you think we can do? If we just click to register, and let me just on your registration should be quick and fast. No, I think they are saying it's too complicated to get in. Yeah, we can. Let's just because the whole idea was to show them the platform. All right. Okay, just hold on. Hello. Uh, good evening. How are you? How are you? Uh, no. It was just a. No, no. We can. I'm at home. Yeah, but you are having difficulty getting into the meeting. When you have time, okay, no problem. Yeah, no, we have different platforms. One is dedicated to education. It's called EduSIMS, and it's education and information management system. We have about 165,000 students already on the system. It incorporates the student, the teacher, the parents, and whoever is a sponsor. And then we have an e-commerce platform called Mall of Things, where people can display whatever they're selling, and then we also have a payment gateway, and then a document management system. And then we also have Saraura, which is also an e-commerce, an e-shop. A person can set up their shop and then use the digital currency to check out. And now we are integrating uh, the system on the tablets or any smartphone. So for learners, they can build their own classroom. I mean, they can be part of a virtual classroom with all the functions of a classroom. And you can examine, you can also do papers and store them, and you can also have e-library to do that. So the, for some, this is for SMMEs on the supply chain. They can disrupt the supply chain by buying direct, like tomatoes from Limpopo from ZZ2, and then aggregate the quantities, then be able to get a truckload of tomatoes rather than going through the Joburg market or Swane market. Then they take the bulk and then distribute to spaza shops. So there are people who are using that. Then those who do deliveries, they can also do deliveries, which is like a Uber Eats or Mr. Delivery. So that's all in one ecosystem. Then we also have a literacy program on corporate matters, on financial matters, on leadership, because there are many people who are, hello, hello, yeah, yes, I can hear you. Yeah. So there are many people who are talented, but they don't have access to markets, or they don't have market visibility, because now with the virtual space, there's too much content. So if you are in groups or in communities, it's easier to build a community where you can have peer-to-peer transactions. You can transfer value, you can store value, you can also do physical to digital, then digital to fiat. Okay. So all that is there. So what I was saying to you is, if you're interested, it's like we're talking about data or airtime. You can have an API that connects you direct to the mobile network operator. Then you can then distribute that directly from the platform, like what banks are doing. The question is the rate, and to convince the MNO that you have the volume. So just looking at the number of Zimbabweans in South Africa alone, and you take just 10% of that to buy airtime and data. They buy directly. But since this is a community building project, it means whoever gets the rate, we give him the platform, the highway, and you start charging your toll gates, and you make money on the differential, like a blue label. But I mean, you let's I mean, you covered a lot of stuff now already. And I'm just thinking that you the, these things obviously work better if you are part of the leverage and network to support them. That's right. I would assume that your conversation is gearing towards saying that you want to explore a relationship with a network operator like MTN. That's right. Not we have the platform, but we want to encourage members of our network to do that, so that they become a gateway rather than for us to go 100,000 people do a retail relationship. So it's better when it's a gateway. So one of us can be the optimizer and the gateway. Then we just provide the APIs and the distribution channels.
Probably saying the same thing because I'm saying you want to leverage on the network.
That's yeah, I want to leverage on the network.
To have the reach that you want.
That's right. But we want
the question.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Now it's a useful discussion to have because broadening content, except that you are aware that most networks now are trying to get to venture into content.
That's right.
Some of these issues might be areas they are looking at. But it doesn't say that there can be no this thing.
No, in fact, you have given it's a leveraging opportunity where whoever has got a relationship with the MNO and can get a rate that is competitive, and also you can give a rebate to the end user so that you get more customers or more members, because whatever they can save from the distribution channel right now, it will be to their benefit.
I take it that one of the things that probably you would want to do and think through before the meeting is about what would be the benefit for the network.
It's a volume.
I'm not necessarily asking.
No, yeah. In fact, that's the world. I used to have a similar business where I buy airtime in bulk and then distribute. For the network, there's no receivable, and it's access. But we can talk about that. My own experience.
That is one model that again, at the moment there's over dependence on your labor.
That's right. And
everyone wants to get off that or reduce it.
Or reduce it. And what you have is in terms of black aggregators in in this market, there are very few. It's if you run it as a business without a community approach, then you can end up being rich. But the customer care, because when it's member driven, because what I did was that to first to take the employees, and then we hello. Hello.
We're still with you.
Yeah, so I think you are right. Blue Label, they have the muscle. They can pay, they can prepay and then get their distribution mechanism. But right now they're having problem as well because the digital age, it has also taken off their devices, because with the smartphone and the banks are getting into are already in the same market. So it's now a different. They have infrastructure that they put in the market, and all of a sudden I can buy airtime anywhere. I don't have to go to the garage, or I don't have to the corner store.
Now I understand now what you're trying to do. I don't know, but tell you whether you have a sense now.
Yeah.
Sandra, do you have a sense when?
I think she was on mute. Okay, I think she's back here.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm back.
I was asking about you. You follow now?
On a high level, yes. No, I don't.
Okay. Maybe what you should do is maybe next week, maybe have a face-to-face discussion. Then after that, I can try to have something with the responsible people within MTN. Is that okay?
No, that's much better.
So I don't know, somebody must convene that meeting. I don't
I think Batandwa can be the best bridge so that we can get, we will be, we, we, uh, I will then work through here and then we can tie up a time that is convenient to you.
No, thanks.
No, thank you very
I
much.
got some bits and pieces, but I have network issues. But I hear that you will continue this discussion, right?
That's right. And
On a high level for now.
yeah, just to go through the details, the mechanics and the risks and the potential benefits and how you can plug into the value chain and how do you control your own revenue streams and how do we monitor the data streams or the individuals who actually access the service.
Okay.
Okay. No, that's fine.
So that's,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, Mara.
All right. No, thanks. Hello. 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 Oh, okay, could you hear me? Okay. No, we spoke to the chairman. He says I'm having difficulty connecting. So they were together on the. So they said let's have a meeting in person next week, so that we can go through the. I'll send you the audio with him so that you can hear what we discussed. Yeah. All right. So, Doctor, we're talking to MTN chairman, and we could also through JJ get a rebate on airtime and data, so that those doctors who become part of your network of doctors, they can also be privileged to have the negotiated rates. So what we are trying to do is to get JJ to become the national benefits negotiator, so he can negotiate the medicines. He can negotiate medical equipment. Then anyone who is in our network will then buy at a discount. Rather, yeah. All right. So you can send him the link. And okay, perfect. That's a good. That's so. It's like now we are going to be meeting with the chairman, but on behalf, not on our behalf, but on behalf of our community. But they have to be convinced that we have a community behind us who need their time because yeah, please arrange it, and so we can also see the demonstration of the work that has been done. That's let us arrange. You yeah. So this is you are the boss. Mhm. Yeah. So she said she has registered on you can join us. So, so let me just say, yeah, yeah. So, so JJ, Batandwa, she is now registered on. She said it's a good platform. So, so I was just saying, why can't she join us? Yeah, sorry, so that she can also see the what we are working in the back end. But the chairman is willing to assist. Yeah. So, yeah. So we can then have a rebate for doctors for emergency and yeah, yeah, yeah. Even when you look at India, I used to buy direct from India, generics from companies like Cipla and whatever. So the price I got in India was cheaper. Yeah. Then I set up a company called Healthcare Resources (HCR) for our doctors, and then we use that for distribution of pharmaceuticals and distribution of equipment and devices because at the mine with doctors. So I could, because they were buying as individual clinic, it's expensive logistics. Yeah, it becomes cheaper. So you just place an order of your fast moving products. So even if we start with 10 doctors, over time, people will see the benefit. You can't invite them when you're already benefiting. And then also, what is the Netcare? Last week, I was talking to the founder of Netcare, not Friedlander. Friedlander is the CEO. Yeah. And Moti Sachs. Yeah. And then they have Afrocentric. Uh, and they also are doing they do the supply the management of some of the facilities and Dr. Anna Mokokong. Yeah, yeah. So so if you take that and we build a virtual system, you, you keep your practice, but we have the right to supply you. So we become the optimizer. You place an order online, and then we go to whether it's Imperial or whoever does the logistics, and then we sign up with them, or even JJ can stock some of the stuff at his place. So you just come to Sandton to pick up, or we have a delivery company that does that to the doctors. Yeah. So for refrigeration, temperature control, we then become the temperature controller, and then we just have a transit logistics. and then you become the independent business correspondent, but you run your practice. But some people don't know that you have to pay money to get the medicine to be able to dispense, and some only do the script, but they don't have the stock. So the future pharmacy is actually the doctor, because otherwise you pay rent at home or more, and then you also pay. Ah, yeah, HCR. Yeah, but who is HCR? Is you, because you know the spec. You know you have the patients. As long as the patients know that you got a stock, it's like now alcohol is booming. You know that every time you put a restriction, the price goes up, and more people, and there are more players now. Yeah, yeah, more people are playing right now, including. Yeah, it's like in the 1930s, Al Capone yeah, in America, the untouchables. Yeah, you can't touch them because as long as someone is thirsty, as long as someone is corona, they need the medicine, they'll pay. Yeah. So if you take the admin out of a hospital, what do you have? Yeah, yeah. You just concentrate on your clinical side and the accounting, the because imagine you have to invest in all that as a doctor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's only because you know what we call our revolution. It's called the wallet revolution. Revolution. If you don't have a wallet, you are not our friend. No, no wallet. Either you have physical cash in the bank or anything of value, but not some dollars. Then we send you to Zimbabwe. Yeah. So as long as you got something to spend, yeah, 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 mhm, yeah, yeah. No, it allows you to transact and check out. You see, it's about volume. If right now, what happens when you receive money? Where do you put it? Is your bank now? Is it your bank? Yeah. So why would you surrender your wallet, your value to somebody else you don't know? So you can do transactions there. Customers can pay you, and you can give them the script without them coming. That money is outside the normal administrative ecosystem that is under the control of banks. So that money is kept in one. It's like we have an account with FNB, which is like an escrow account. In that escrow account, it means when we do peer-to-peer transfers, it means I don't have to use the bank. I don't have to pay transaction fees. Like when you come to JJ, you want to buy food, you want to buy rice. Right now, where do you buy your groceries? So you rob your patients to reward macro. Huh? Yeah. So why not buy from the farmer? Yeah. So we have our meat buying, rice buying, but one of us is already in the food business, which means you do the quality control and then quality assurance. So I don't have to go to the market. So my patients don't have to buy from the market, but per kg of tomatoes, I make it in as a medical practice. Yeah, because I have to tell my patients what kind of food. Yeah, so I make money from from the wallet. So outside the banking system, but you now because you are only interested in 1% of the time of a patient. If he doesn't get sick until death, what happens? You don't gain anything. But you got the database. I got the database. Sometimes the doctor can actually change behavior, even on banking, on insurance. Yeah, because when you have an accident, they come to you. Some even come for fake injuries. Yeah, yeah. Okay, how will you say? How will you say? Excellent. Mudluli. All right, Mudluli is a famous name. All right, go ahead. Ah, perfect. Then we also have a mall of things, which is not to advertise that when you come through Dr. Mdluli, you won't die, but just to tell the people that you exist. And the way I look at medicine, you look at prevention, and you look at literacy on health matters. You look at talking to the public, because when you are not sick, you don't need a doctor. But when you are sick, sometimes it's very difficult to know who is a doctor and who is not. And when you are looking for prescription, you go to your pharmacy or you go to your doctor. So when you say what is a doctor, there's a lot of confusion. There are people who call themselves doctors and they are not. Imagine I go to someone who has not killed anyone in his life and I go as a patient. Do I want to be the first death, or do I want? Yeah. Yeah. So all I want is to know that somebody has been through you and came out happy, not dead. So the testimonials are from living people. So that's what we do. So we also have virtual meetings just to promote this idea of prevention, and also when you do get sick, who can you call, and who is a specialist. That knowledge is ordinarily not on social media, because doctors don't talk about what they do, because it is patients who talk about what you do. And it's real life stories that don't find expression in the media. So we also have a community building project called C2C. It's called Converting Connections into a Community. Like now, we are already four, three in one outside the three, but we are four. We could add someone in Brazil. We are already global. So when we call our patients to say we want to have a patient's charter in this unusual circumstance, there are many doctors who call themselves practitioners with a facility, and they run a facility management, but no patients are coming out. At the end of the month, you have to pay rent. But your equity, your property is in you, not in the infrastructure. So if we know each other and start our own practice, let's call it C2C medical network. It means you remain with your facilities, but we use that to market. So if we say this month we are going to honor Dr. Mutluli, it means your tribesmen who come, your doctors who come, when you get honored, it means others who want to do business with you. But right now, you can't honor yourself. And your friends are your worst enemies, because they don't promote you. They just want to eat with you. But we are saying we should be mutually beneficial. So, Dr. Limbo, do you know when Old Mutual was established? So I'm saying, imagine a doctor says, I don't know exactly, then you are treating me. I don't know what you're saying. All right. Yes, Dr. Mutluli, do you know? No, it was established in 1845 by a medical student who dropped out of medicine. He was studying at the University of Edinburgh. Then he came to South Africa for the Poetry Association, but he was like the EFF. They were fighting for independence, fighting for self-government in the Cape Colony. So Old Mutual was one of the projects to fight against dependence on England, on the United Kingdom. So they called it Cape of Good Hope Mutual Aid Benefit Association. That was what Old Mutual was known from the day it was opened by 166 people. But the guy who was the so-called leader was this Scottish man called John Fabian. Yeah. So if 166 people could build something you call old today, where is the new mutual of doctors? So that's all we are saying. First, we must agree that we need to change the way our minds think. Then, if we change, anything is possible. But you can't imagine what you don't know. So that's the idea behind it. So C2C, the annual membership is 500 rand per person per year. Then if it's business, it's 2,000 rand per year. You know why we are charging the fee? Because if you're a prostitute, you can't get benefits of free accommodation. But once a prostitute becomes your wife, then it's no longer transactional, it's transformational. Because we can represent you and get better discounts for you. But if you are not a member of anything, if I pay you money or pay a deposit to you, it's a liability because you have to perform the service, deliver the promise. So I can also take an annuity to say, let's have medical insurance, medical scheme, that if you pay monthly, you can visit our doctors, but the doctors will have a monthly fee to earn a mortgage, to get a mortgage. Because your business, you can't get a mortgage. Most doctors can't get a mortgage because they're self-employed. Very high. Yeah. So that's what that's what we are doing. So JJ is there and Dr. Limbo is there. So if you need to join, it's up to you. But the whole idea is you can't represent somebody. You can't create a government in the animal kingdom. It's only human beings who need order and structure so that we have a voice. Like now we're talking to the chairman of MTN. How do we talk to him as doctors, as individual doctors? But if we add you into the quest to reduce airtime, when you buy airtime, there's no rate for doctors. You buy if you buy vegetables, you buy apples, you buy tomatoes, oranges. They don't care whether you're a doctor at the point of sale. You just have to pay what other pay people. If you pick, you pay. You don't have to be a doctor speaking. But if we are organized, then we know that in a month I consume 10 kg of meat, 10 kg of chicken. We can use the JJ to buy meat for us. In Durban, we use the doctor to start a fridge because you are in the temperature business as well as that for some of the stuff that you keep. Mhm. Yeah, that's what. And and also we have a document management system. So it means you can convert all your papers into digitized format. So if you have to refer to a specialist, you'll have your medical records that are stored in cloud and it's transferable to anywhere. And also document signature like DocuSign. So I know you've seen the doctor has opened the file. After opening, then it goes to another one. It goes to another one, rather than the physical way of transmission of documents. And all that you'll be obviously trained so that your office can no longer be manual. And that's right. So we can just join your system in terms of sharing documents so that you can take it outside. Yeah, are not. So if one of us is in the system, then it means we are all doctors. Now you are behaving like an African. We are still discussing colonialism, and no, no, that's fine. Yeah. So, okay, excellent. All right, all right. No, that's good. Okay.